And we're about to get going here in Division 2. It's lights out and away we go. And I think the Ferrari did get a pretty good start there. And I think the Bird not really good in the second phase of that start. Adam Spalding is already going to try and fight this down the outside. And the Bird gets a little bit snappy on the rear end. And he is just able to stay in P4 though, as they go 3 abreast there in the background. Raven making a move up the inside of the Bird. Had a little bit of contact with the driver on the right of them though, as they go into turn 2. And round that banked corner, Raven does get ahead. Skiz is going to try and challenge Power as they go up the straight, and both of them go off. And Skiz down in P11, Power in P12, and I think there's a bit more contact, a bit of front wing there flying off from one of the drivers. Jojo already up into P13 as well, followed by Side Effects and CGM, and I don't know what car got damaged, and I think it might have been CGM as he is missing an end plate, but Casper controlling that start beautifully and getting away in P1, and no moves being made, although the Bird was going to try and send it on Raven, but Raven managing to hold it around the outside. But Millard now is going to try his attempt to go down the inside of turn 2. He's going to have the outside line for turn 3. Is going to be able to get past the Bird in the Alpine, and he powers it around the exit, and he does indeed get up into P5. And I think White Josh might try and make an opportunity as we go later down the straight, but I don't think he does. Shoot there going off the track a little bit. And Skiz able to get past Master Links, and Master Links goes wide there. That allows Power to go... Oh, that's Jojo, sorry. That allows Side Effects to get through on the inside. Either have to try and pit and try something, or just try and survive the rest of the race. Oh, as Jojo goes really wide there. And I think that's going to be Jojo. It's going to be an easy pass for him as the Bird gets past Millard. And Jojo and CGM still trying to fight this side by side is CGM, but Jojo just with the better turn in them, able to just stay in front, run away a little bit if they decide to put the power down. As Adam there goes past, and I think, oh wait, that's Rexy. Rexy's gone off in turn 8, and he loses P2, and that allows Adam and Raven to get up into P2 and P3. Millard now in P4, but Rexy all the way down in P10, and I think Power gets past Skiz, and Power might try and make the move on Rexy as they go into turn 11 and 12, almost really close to contact, as Shoot and Mafio in front having a battle of themselves, and we'll look on board with that battle. Mafio just able to get in front of Shoot, and Rexy able to stay in front of Power. Jojo looking really close to Side Effects as Raven now takes the fastest lap of the race, and you can see Side Effects going really defensive there, and Jojo is going to try and power past him. Around the outside he goes, and I think with the better traction he might just about get that CGM into the pits, and Jojo does indeed get that move on Side Effects as Mafio and White Josh there going side by side. Bit of contacts as they go on the exit of turn 9, but through turn 8, through turn 9. White Josh gets the move, but Mafio back down the inside going into turn 10. Can he hold that on the outside? It's going to be tricky with the wet weather tyre, and yes, he does on the inters, managing to just get the traction needed and stays in front. But he has a massive snap going through turn 11, and that might give White Josh an opportunity to try and go down the inside. But he cannot get that move, but no moves being made as of yet. But Raven does indeed get past Adam Spalding. Adam Spalding actually off the track and into the wall, rejoins very dangerously, and he spins on the exit at turn 3, and he's now down in P12, maybe even be the plumb last once he gets going, and that is a disaster class. Trying to emphasize the Haas in that, but that is definitely not what the Haas wants in this race. Looking for a potential P2. And he finds himself in P14. Is Shoot going to be able to try and make an overtake on White Josh? No, he doesn't. We're going to see Skiz, though, make an ambitious dive bomb on the Red Bull. It makes a bit of contact, but he does get past. Could that maybe be seen as a push to pass? Is that Skiz going to move? It's getting close to Rexy. Yes, it is. And he does go down the inside. And he taps the Williams again. And he once again tries an ambitious dive, but isn't able to make it. Side Effects and Jojo side by side. And I think Jojo just about gets in front of Side Effects there. Power into the pits. I think that's probably what you were saying. And out of the pits he goes.
And Rexy pass Shoot.
Down the inside he goes into turn 13. And as you say, does get in front. But can Shoot get past? Can Skiz going to potentially try and make an overtake of himself? And he goes around the outside. Has much better traction in that McLaren. But I think the two in front have better straight line speed as Shoot goes down the inside of Rexy. Can he hold that down the inside? But Rexy just holds the outside and is just about to get into P9 there. Or Rexy holds in P8 there.
And Raven in the pit.
That's a bit of an early pit stop there from the Ferrari, but he does go into inters for the rest of the race. So maybe trying a huge undercut strategy. That's probably what Power was trying as well. Let's see where Power will come out compared to Raven, but I think he was too far back to potentially try and make that undercut anyway, as Raven now off the pit limiter into turn 1 and is firmly ahead.
Power training with the fastest lap.
And that's probably why Raven has seen that maybe the undercut is quite powerful around here, but those inters will be quite worn towards the end of the race as Side Effects gets a 3-second penalty. Skiz looking to make a move on Shoot. Around the outside he goes. Can he break latest? Yes, he does, but both of them are going to go wheel to wheel. But Skiz just able to not get that place. Shoot stays in P4. And Raven does indeed get ahead of Casper in the pit phase, so that undercut has worked for Raven. Casper, though, still out in P2. The Bird out in P10. But I think he's just going to be in front of Power.
And Shoot past Skiz, and Skiz right past Shoot. I'm going to say nothing on that.
But Shoot tries to fight that back down the inside of the McLaren. But Skiz is trying to fight past it with his battery. Is he going to be able to stay in P4 is what it will be. Down the inside. That was very brave, but it was brilliant from Skiz as he manages to hold on to P4 there. As Mafio heads into the pits, nearly facing the wrong way, entering into the pits. White Josh comes in as well. Rexy stays out. White Josh, 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That is really going to be detrimental to his race. Skiz gets or goes into the pits as well. Raven said in the fastest lap, as he is in P5 at the moment. Power gets past the drivers that stayed out as well. So the undercut worked out for Power as well. And it's going to be close between Mafio and Millard. But Millard gets in front of Mafio. And Millard now up into a net P5, I think it will be. Or a net P6. But I'm fairly sure he is still yet to win a race. But Raven getting really close to Jojo. And I think, ooh, Raven had to do a bit of defensive driving there to not make contact with Jojo, but now he spots his opportunity to go down the inside and around the outside into turn 11. He's going to make that move, and Raven gets up into P4. Casper now is stuck behind that Red Bull, and I'm sure he is going to be wanting to try and get that move, and he's going to try around the outside going into turn 13. That is going to be a bit ambitious, but he doesn't make it. But look at the Bird. He swoops down the inside of the Ferrari, and he's going to try and get around the Red Bull as well, and does so. The Red Bull heads into the pits, but it's a drag race between the Bird and Casper as you go into turn 1. Who is going to win out on this one? And I think it is just going to be the Bird who saws his way through, and Casper back down in P3, in net P3 now, and stays behind the Bird. Raven, though, trying to make a send on Shoot as they go down the inside going into turn 9. And I think Raven just about does it, but into turn 10, the Aston Martin is still going to be there, wheel to wheel. Taps the rear of Raven, and I'm amazed that Raven didn't spin out there. But Shoot down in P2 now, and there's a spin there for Mafio, I think. Spin. Out of turn 9, I think that was, and into turn 10, and he really rejoins a bit unsafely into Skiz there. Skiz might report that to the stewards, but he is going to try to go down the inside and make that overtake stick as he tries to go around the outside going into turn 11, but isn't able to make that move stick. And it's turn 12. I think he's just going to have to wait for the straight. Power gets past Master Links through the corner of turn 14. And I think in the foreground there, that is the Bird getting past Shoot. Is Casper going to potentially try and make an overtake? No, he doesn't, as Master Links heads into the pits. And I believe it won't be long before we see Shoot in the pits as well. Master Links
on medium.
Yes, so he's going to try his luck on the slick tyres. As I think that was Rexy setting the fastest lap. No, it was Skiz setting the fastest lap of the race. Washed over already, which it has been. Miller gets past Shoot there, and like I said, Shoot is just falling down the order. And White Josh goes for a send down the inside, makes a bit of contact with the Aston Martin, but able to get in front there. And I believe Shoot should just pit now. As DRS is enabled, has Master Links called this perfectly. It is now slick tyres. The DRS has been enabled, but Master Link's not within the DRS of Jojo. As Side Effects pits now, and I believe that'll be onto the mediums. Shoot, it has probably been saved here as he can pit onto the slick tyres. And that is exactly what Side Effects is going to do, pitting onto the medium tyres. And CGM into the pits as well, I assume, to go onto slicks as Mafio gets past Shoot. So does Miller, does Skiz as well, sorry, down the inside. But then look at Rexy, round the outside he goes. Shoot goes into the sand trap. But Rexy trying to make him move on Skiz around the outside, but not able to get it.
A double stack for Ferrari.
So yeah, Ferrari are double stacking, and everyone is heading into the pits, as we said. And Casper's been really held up there.
Yellow flag. Or
that's that Shoot. He spun on the exit. Ooh. And thankfully he was ghosted. Otherwise that could have been a massive crash. And Shoot is a little bit beached there. But with that double stack, Raven is able to stay in front as Mafio and Rexy and Jojo didn't decide to pit. And Jojo's got a puncture. That's why he spun. Jojo has a puncture. Oh shoot, sorry. He has a puncture on the Aston Martin. So yeah, that is definitely why he's slow. And he's really struggling to keep it on the track there down the main straight. But let's see if the bird can get past Raven as we're going to ride on board with the Alpine. And he's going to go to the left. He's going to go to the right-hand side. And the bird gets the fastest lap as well for good measure. But the Raven is still around there on the outside. But can't do anything, and the bird gets in front as Raven now sets the fastest lap and gets past the bird in doing so as well. And I did say both of them were going to swap, but the bird's still trying to hold this down the inside. Bit of contact between those two as the bird stays in P1 at the moment. Mafio could be under pressured, or Rexy, sorry, could be under pressured by Mafio as Mafio tries to go around the outside of turn 1. Can he get the power down early enough to get in front? Yes, he does. Can Skiz maybe try and make an overtake? No, he can't. Will he try anything into turn 3? And I think he tried to find that inside line, but he finds a Williams there. We'll continue to ride on board with the Ferrari, though. And down the inside, and it's going to be an easy pass for the Ferrari team principal. Look, always Rexy and Mafio go side by side into turn 1, and that was close, but Rexy getting the elbows out a little bit and being able to get into P7. Always Raven is fighting the bird round the inside, going into turn 8 and 9. I don't know where the bird tried that, but I guess he had a better exit out of turn 3, and that allowed him to fight going through the start of the second sector. Is Raven going to try the switchback? No, he isn't. But the bird managing to get back into the lead of the race. I wasn't spectating that battle, but that must have been a great battle that we didn't even see. We caught back up with them as they went through turn 7. But Raven not able to make any overtakes at the moment. But I am sure down the straight he is going to make that overtake stick. Down the inside is going to go Power and Casper, 1.8 seconds separating themselves. So both of those, although they are working together, technically are actually catching up to the pack in front. So some good, I'd say, racing between those two, but, you know, clean racing, not really fighting each other. They are actually doing that quite nicely to catch up.
Raven last win is in the Red Bull Ring.
Around Austria.
Yeah, Austria.
Oh, yeah, Skiz won Belgium, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I honestly thought he had 2 wins under his name. Guess I was wrong. But Skiz there getting past Rexy in the Williams.
Oh, and a big contact with Mafio and Rexy.
I literally switched away from it as well. As soon as I switch away, they make contact.
The steward are gonna have to work on that, on Mafio and Rexy after the race. Oh, Mafio let pass Rexy before the contact.
Yeah, I think that's smart from Mafio if he was the one to cause the contact. As Jojo and White Josh there go side by side into turn 1, and it's still going to be wheel to wheel on the exit. As they go through turn 2, and White Josh just gets in front. The Side Effects tries his look down the inside of the Red Bull going into turn 3, but on the exit cannot make that overtake stick. As he tries to go down the inside there.
Oh!
Casper, though, around the outside of the Red Bull. Can Casper get up into P3? It's going to be wheel to wheel between those two as they go into turn 13 and through turn 14. It's going to be a drag race. And I think Casper just gets in front. Will get that DRS off Raven to protect himself. Let's ride on board with Power. Is he going to be able to try anything? And I think Raven is going to try and make the overtake on the bird going into turn 1. And we have a good point of view shot from Power's POV there, and it's still going to be side by side between Raven and the Bird going into turn 2, and Raven gets into the lead of the race. Can Casper challenge down the inside of the Bird? Yes, he does. And Raven, oh, and both Ferraris there having a snap that allows the Bird to try and make an overtake back on Raven, but Raven stays in front. Power gets back in front of Casper. Both Ferraris there having a slight snap, and that could have ruined their chances had they not have reacted quick enough, and both of them could have been in the barrier. But thankfully, all of them still able to carry on. As Power tries to go down the inside of the Alpine there, going into turn 10. And I think the Red Bull just about gets that quite nicely, but the Bird is going to try and fight this back down the inside, but isn't able to and has to stay behind. As the Bird is going to try and challenge it back down the inside, and he goes down the inside of Raven as well. Can the Bird get back up into P1 as they're still going to be wheel to wheel? They're going to try it again through these few corners into turn 2. Raven gets in front as the Bird has to go wide, but he tries to go around the outside of Raven. Cannot get that move stick, and I think Power was looking to go down the inside, but not able to get that move as Casper still just trying to wait for his opportunity as well to pounce, but not able to make that move yet. But Power is all over the back of the Bird. These medium tyres will probably get grippier if the carcass temperature is correct. The Bird getting through, and Power trying to defend off Casper, but Casper with some good speed there in that Ferrari, but through turn 2 side by side. Power just able to stay in front, but Casper has to go very deep into turn 3 and cannot make that move. And the Bird gets back up into the lead of the race. Power able to stay in front of Casper, but Casper is going to try to go down the inside of the Red Bull. Can he make the overtake stick? Yes, he does. Although Power is still going to try and fight this around the outside, but isn't able to, and it's now a Ferrari 2-3. Raven can try and help out Casper a little bit now. I'm seeing in this chat that we have a few Bird supporters, so obviously cheering them on. Always Jojo and Side Effects there going side by side. Side Effects gets onto the sand, decides to go to the beach, and Jojo staying on the pathway and staying in front. Always Power goes up the inside of Casper. That was a bit late from Jojo, from Power, sorry. Not able to make the overtake stick.
That's a perfect win for Alpine. A win in Division 5, a win in Division 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Alpine, another win today.
Obviously, we know Snowy is cooking a little bit, but Raven round the outside. Can he take the Can he take the lead into lap 33? Very close to contact, and they're going to go side by side into turn 2 and into turn 3. The battle is still not over, but Raven down the inside, but the Bird has a lovely run around the outside, and I think he just about keeps that very nicely. And Power and Casper now going side by side in their battle, and Power gets in front of Casper. Someone actually put in the chat, Raven is also a type of bird. So technically the Bird, Raven, they're effectively the same person.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good point.
Raven with the ears on the back of Bird trying to pass into first turn. Raven take the lead of the race now.
Is the Bird close enough to make a move? Is Casper close enough to take down and to get onto the podium and demote Power down into P4 as Power has a slight snap, and that could be all over for Power, but it's going to be between the Bird and Raven, and the Bird is going to soar around the outside. Raven isn't able to defend that, and Raven is going to try everything on this final lap to get back past the Bird. Casper not able to make the move on Power, so he's going to have to try and power back as well. Raven is trying to keep as close as he possibly can, as I think Casper might not be able to get past Power, but can Raven get past the Bird? We're going to be right on board with Raven for this final straight. Oh, as he gets a bit of snap on the rear end, and that might disrupt his chances to get the win, and the Bird crosses the line to take the win. Raven holds on to P2. Power tried it, but misses out by 62 milliseconds of a second. Casper holds on to P4.
On P5. Millard on P6.
And Rexy in
P7.
Maffio spinning across the line to take P8. Masterlinks P9. White Josh P10. Side Effects will then hold on to P11.
Jojo.
But he will lose that to Jojo, even on the line as well. And CGM will then be the final driver to cross the line. Absolutely. Side Effects would have lost that P11 spot anyway, despite the penalty, but he lost out by 29 milliseconds as well. So a photo finish for those as well. But wow, what a race that was. Absolute chaos. in some of the midfield battles there, but I have to say those top 4 treated us to some absolutely brilliant racing as CGM crosses the line to take P13.